Hello, one and all. Welcome to From the Shelf's Marvel March segment. And today we have a bit of a big deal movie to talk about. Not so much in scale for the MCU, but more for what it means for the real world. And what movie is that, Cody?
Spider-Man Homecoming. It's crazy that this movie happened, honestly.
So, we mentioned in our Captain America Civil War review that they made a deal with Marvel to have Spider-Man join the MCU, which effectively canceled the Amazing Spider-Man universe, because let's just call a spade. That universe was not going very well.
Although now people are clamoring for the Amazing Spider-Man 3, which we'll see.
I don't think it's going to happen.
No, it's unlikely, but it with current audiences though, it's something that I could definitely see them trying, having multiple things going at once. Like there's going to be multiple Batmans happening, probably.
I'd rather have a Sam Raimi Spider-Man 4 than an Amazing Spider-Man 3, but that's just me.
Well, he wanted to do Vulture, which, look at this.
We'll get to that. So they canceled Amazing Spider-Man, and we're like, let's reboot him again into the MCU. And we got a tease of him in Captain America Civil War, and now he's the star. So, despite this being a Sony movie, it is still made by Marvel Studios. So, it is still very much in the MCU.
Yeah, they want to say like Sony had a huge hand in the production, but it's hard to. I feel like Feige wouldn't let that happen.
It doesn't feel like a Sony movie. This feels like an MCU movie.
And one big mistake feels like a Sony movie.
We'll get to that.
It's right at the beginning. What do you mean? We're already there.
We'll get there momentarily because I know what the fuck you're talking about. So yeah, this takes place, I want to say, 2 months after Civil War.
Yeah, it's very shortly after.
But since Cody already brought it up, the beginning of the movie actually takes place right after the events of the Avengers. So they show you right away, this movie's in the MCU, guys. It's in the MCU. And you have Adrian Toomes, who is cleaning up Avengers debris. And he's kicked off by the government. I don't think it's S.H.I.E.L.D. Is it S.H.I.E.L.D.?
No, I think it's actually like a cleanup crew put together by Stark.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
There's a name. I forgot the name. Sorry.
But then there's an 8-year jump, apparently. No, there is not.
No, there is not. Literally, the most you could possibly get away with is 5, and that's pushing it. It's 4.
It's supposed to be 4, because it's supposed to take place in 2016. Because it's right after Civil War. I think there's even a date at one point, you see.
But no, dude, I mean, I that messed me up for half the movie the first time I saw it. I'm just like, what do you mean 8 years? Is nobody else bothered by this?
So much so that when they released the official MCU timeline video, they had to put a book. They had to put a correction in there.
Well, yeah, sometimes they're wrong.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh yeah, we messed up. That was a mistake.
Like, again, I want to point out, like, Iron Man 3 definitely takes place in 2012, even though it wants to take place in 2013. There's things like that are just wrong, but they don't think it through.
This one, they blatantly just... How'd they fuck this up so bad? That would imply that Peter Parker was like 7 during the events of the Avengers, which...
There's just no way. There's no way whatsoever to make 8 years later work.
You can't. So it's 4 years later, and this follows up on Civil War, so he still has the suit that Tony made him. Well, actually, it really starts with him video blogging the events of Civil War.
Yep.
Which was interesting. There's some mismatch there because in the...
Yeah, the timing's a bit off, and when he jumps in, he says the wrong first line, yes.
Hey, everyone. I get he says, hey, everyone, when he lands in the trailer for Civil War, but in the movie when he lands, he doesn't say anything.
Exactly.
So there's a bit of a mess up there. But other than that, it's pretty cut, pretty clean, pretty cut and dry.
Him recording himself as Spider-Man, though, it's like, that's probably not a good thing to put on video.
No. And then, this movie, I'll say this straight up, and this is actually, I think this is a positive. This does not feel like any of the previous Spider-Man movies.
No, this is What If Spider-Man, but John Hughes.
Which, given that he's very young in this movie, it actually does make sense.
And this is the closest the actor has ever been to Peter's age. He was still older, but not Not as much older.
Well, he still looked like he could still pull off being a teenager. Something Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield just could not. Like, I don't care how young you try to tell me, they were both in their 30s.
Not quite, but they
were close.
They were older than Tom, though. Yeah,
I think Tobey was 27 and Andrew Garfield was 28.
About that, yeah, in that range.
But you have super hot Aunt May in this movie.
which
just getting that out of the way right now.
No, when Tony's talking about, hey May, what are you wearing? Something skimpy, I hope. She's like, Jesus, dude, dial it back.
Well, even in Civil War, he's like, not even your unusually attractive aunt. So like they know.
Yeah.
Or then even like people are flirting with her like the whole movie, or making comments about her the whole movie. Like when he goes in the shop and it's like his aunt's a hot Italian lady in Spanish. Not thinking Peter would understand.
She's Marissa Tomei. What do you want?
Her.
Okay. Moving on from that.
Yeah, but something I wish they didn't put in the trailer was his best friend Ned finding out he's Spider-Man. Why was that in the trailer?
It's pretty early on, but yeah, probably just a tonal thing. But I do like that Ned and Peter actually feel like friends, which seems to carry through with them even off screen.
Mm-hmm. Also, here's the thing though. There's a lot of Spider-Man characters that are just not here. Like, there's no Harry Osborn. There's no Norman Osborn. As far as I know, there's no Felicia Hardy. Mary Jane Watson's not here. Gwen Stacy's not here.
I feel like some of those characters are probably going to start getting introduced in this new era, which I can't believe that we're talking about this right after that brand new trailer dropped.
Brand new day, yeah. That's insane. So there might have been like some Sony lock, because there are a lot of characters like, well, we want to use them. And actually, let me get back to that, because there's an interesting story here. So I guess before this whole deal came about, Kevin Feige had a meeting with Amy Pascal, and Amy Pascal gave her plan to Kevin Feige, and Kevin Feige point blank was like, that's not going to work.
Oh, right. They wanted to like do their own separate universe and have it tie in, and he was just like, no.
Why don't you just work with us and let us use Spider-Man in the MCU? She threw a sandwich at him.
No. Oh, God, did you ever see, there was an interview after the Sonyverse
with Venom
started. And God, it was the two of them together, and the interviewer asks her something, and like, is this in the MCU? And she says something along the lines of MCU, like, yes. And you just see Kevin's face, just like,
no,
I don't want to shut her down, but you just see his face, just like, no, it is not.
I think I've heard Kevin Feige really wants to use Venom in the MCU.
Well, they've set it up, so we'll see.
We'll talk about that when we get to No Way Home eventually in 20 years.
We'll see. There's a chance they'll introduce it in Brand New Day. We'll see.
That'd be really cool. Probably Secret Wars would be the best place, because that's where he got in the comics.
I know, but I feel like there's not going to be time for it.
There might not be. You never know.
Yeah, we'll see what they can pull off.
But back to this movie.
Yep.
Michelle is just kind of there.
Yeah, she is kind of a background character, and then,
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But the main plot of this movie is the Vulture's doing bad person things, and Spider-Man's got to deal with that.
Yeah.
While also being a high school comedy movie.
That is accurate.
Iron Man's in this movie.
Yeah, God, he's so all over the marketing, even though
he's in like 3 scenes.
Yeah. I can't
like, there's that scene in the trailer where him and Iron Man are teaming up, and they never team up in the movie.
No, that shot where he's flying with Peter swinging. Yeah, that never happens. It's such BS.
I get why they did it from a marketing standpoint, because people were kind of not big on Spider-Man because of the Amazing Spider-Man thing, but they're like, but Iron Man, people love Iron Man. Let's put Iron Man in the trailer.
Maybe they put him all over it because, he just showed up and massively increased the budget of this movie, even though his part's minor.
Yeah, he did. However, the scene, you know what? I'll get back to that later. I did like the part where it shows how ballsy Spider-Man can be, where he finds Aaron Davis trying to do an arms deal, and he's like, if you're going to point a gun at somebody, point it at me.
Yeah, and Aaron even says, that's pretty cool of you.
But, he was going to use Spider-Man as a party trick, which would have been...
Not good,
because Ned is like, guys, Peter knows Spider-Man, because nobody believes the Stark internship bullshit. Nobody buys it, but he can't tell anybody he's Spider-Man, so,
Ned's just being a terrible, terrible superhero wingman.
Let me tell you something though about this Peter Parker. He is terrible at hiding his secret identity.
Oh my god, dude! I don't know how he kept it secret at
He's
all.
so bad at it.
There's so many times he's in public and he takes his mask off.
Like I do like the opening montage with the Blitzkrieg Bop, and he's just like trying to stop somebody from breaking into their own car.
Yeah. Yep.
Or that battle with the in the bank with the Avengers, air quote. And that's where he figures out there's something wrong going on here.
And that actually starts something that I don't know if you noticed happens a lot in this movie. Peter inadvertently causes a lot of destruction.
Yes, he does.
And it starts with him trying to stop the robbery at the bank, gets him shot at, which blows up the bodega across the street. Like, if he didn't interfere, that bodega would not have gotten blown up.
That's true.
But that's just one thing. But it keeps happening throughout this movie.
Mm-hmm. It does. Well, then I did like the first part where Tony saves him from the lake.
Sorry, there's this thing. You ever see those compilations of Tom Holland and the spoilers he's done?
Yeah, I remember I saw an interview about this movie before it came out, and he mentioned being dropped in a lake, and I was like,
yeah, but why does he react to that like it matters?
Because he's so bad about giving stuff away.
No, but the other thing is, why do people put that in the spoiler list? Like, that's not a spoiler.
He got dropped in a lake.
Actually, a lot of the things he said have not been spoilers, and that is one of them. Flash Thompson got turned into an emotional bully rather than a physical one. So
Dude, I hate Flash Thompson in these movies. I think he's such a douche.
I don't see them ever doing Agent Venom with him.
I don't see them doing Agent Venom, period.
No, but especially with him, because he's not like a imposing bully. He's a word bully.
Maybe in a multiverse setting, there's a different Flash Thompson. Granted, I didn't see them turning Harry into a 10-foot tall hulking monstrosity, and they did it in Spider-Man 2. So
Yep.
There's that. Different review for a different day.
Yeah, we kind of already did that. Just not here.
Oh, that's true. We did. So I was thinking about this too. If Iron Man had just stepped in, this movie would have been over in 5 minutes.
Actually, yeah, probably. But
because this is so sea level for Iron Man. He would just be like, "Oh, Vulture, boom, okay, done."
Yeah, but you have to remember this is after he signed the Accords. He can't.
That's true.
And this is why Captain America was right.
Speaking of Captain America, he cameos in this movie a couple of times.
Oh, God.
I'm pretty sure this guy's a war criminal now.
His post-credit scene is irritating.
I actually thought that was funny.
No, they were long credits. I was irritated.
We'll get back to that.
No, that's all you need to say. It was just a joke.
It was.
Oh, I think we mentioned this in the Incredible Hulk review, but that's Peter's teacher is the same guy.
Yeah, Kevin Feige had to confirm that, but it's the same person. Yep.
They're just like, well, sure, why not? It works.
It makes as much sense as the kid in Iron Man 2 being Peter Parker.
Exactly. It's like, if it works, why not?
When this movie was coming out, I think that's when they made that fan theory canon.
Probably. I think Tom was the one that first said it, because he's like, oh yeah, Kevin told me that this is how that happened.
Because Kevin's like, yeah, sure, that's Peter Parker. Right.
Yep.
Let's make that canon. I mean, it doesn't really mess with anything.
No, there's certain things that if it doesn't mess anything up, why not?
Yeah, basically.
So he's still really bad at swinging in this movie.
Okay, this annoys me. In Civil War, they subtly hinted that he had his spider sense.
Yep, I know what you're talking about.
Where is it in this?
It's not in this movie in the slightest.
Why?
I don't know.
There is inconsistency with his powers. Because, like, for example, in Civil War, he's like, oh god, and he starts dodging shit.
Yep. Thankfully, that was the only real reference to it, so it was minor. But, yeah.
Still. And then they have a whole movie about him building up the spider sense.
But, okay, yeah, we'll talk about that later, but it's still, like, there was reference to it, like, having existed at some point. So it's like, I guess it comes and goes? I don't know.
It's otherwise, Shocker would be no threat to him.
Oh yeah, Shocker's in that. Sorry. Actually, if you think about it, there's a lot of potential future supervillains in this movie.
One of them is finally getting a follow-up.
Yep, well, as we now know, which I figured they would eventually. But no, but seriously, Vulture, Shocker, Scorpion, Tinkerer, Prowler, Hobgoblin. There's at least 6, some random number with no significance whatsoever.
I can't see Ned becoming Hobgoblin.
No, I don't know if they'll ever do that. But point is, that's a lot of villains for his first movie.
But going back to that scene on the boat, which is basically the train scene for Spider-Man 2, but with the boat.
Yep.
Where Iron Man just basically shits on Peter's day, even though that was really all Peter's fault. Like, what made him think hacking Iron Man's suit was a good idea?
I don't know, but the fact that Ned was able to hack Stark Tech is crazy.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, and you were talking about the boat. Yeah, Peter did cause that. Again, webbing up that gun splits the boat in half.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing that he did.
Iron Man had to bail his ass out. Though I did like the scene because it proved Tony's point the whole movie, which was you are not ready for bigger shit.
Yeah.
And then I'm nothing without the suit. If you're nothing without the suit, you shouldn't have it.
Which he demonstrated perfectly in Iron Man 3.
Yes, he did. That's probably why he feels the way he feels about it.
Yeah, most likely it's because I went hand to hand with the Winter Soldier and survived too.
He did. So did Spider-Man.
Yeah, well, Spider-Man's stronger than Bucky. I don't know how Tony still has a head. I don't know.
Because he's Iron Man. Anyway, when he goes and finally asks Liz, we didn't even talk about Washington, D.C. We can't just skip over that. That's a big deal.
Another thing that he caused.
Yeah. But he did save everybody.
It's just like, seriously, so much of the destruction in this movie is from Peter's own actions.
I do love the part where he's in the, wherever he was. I forgot what it was called, but where he's trapped in that place. And he's like, how long have you been here? 37 minutes? I gotta get out of here.
What?
It's like he's been there for an eternity. You've only been there for 37 minutes. Shut up, bro. But how he didn't get expelled after that is beyond me. But
yeah.
And he just walked out of detention with no consequences.
Maybe they're just a really lax school. I don't know.
I mean, he got a minor scolding from Aunt May, and that's it. Oh, there's a very, very subtle reference to Uncle Ben. You kind of have to be looking for it.
Yeah, there's passing references to him, and he mentions the spider bite, but there's no real details.
I was actually hoping that animated show, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, was going to be that, but it's not.
Originally, that's what it was supposed to be, but it ended up being a what-if thing.
Yeah, and that frustrated me.
Another universe. Similar, but different universe.
Yeah, so that annoyed me, but I haven't seen that show. I've actually heard it's good, though.
It is good.
But back to this movie. So, he finally does ask the girl Liz, who's been crushing on the whole movie, out to prom. Or homecoming, I apologize. But, so when he goes to pick her up, and Adrian Toomes opens the door, I was like, what?
Yeah. Oh. I remember in the theater, everyone freaked out at that. You know, though, I actually didn't have a reaction, though, because I was kind of waiting for what connection Peter was going to have to him, because he almost always has a connection to the main villain. And, yeah, I wasn't surprised.
Yeah, and then at first you're like, did he figure it out? Oh, no, that's just Liz is his daughter.
But he figures it out pretty quick.
Because Peter is so bad at hiding his fucking identity in this movie.
I mean, to be fair, it was everything that Liz said that kind of screwed him over there.
Well, even, like, he heard his voice, and then Peter was just like, I wasn't there. Oh, good old Spider-Man.
Yep.
Go ahead, Gumdrop. I'm going to give her the dad talk. And now, here's the moral dilemma. Would you have just let Vulture go, or would you have tried to stop him?
Oh, I wouldn't be a superhero, so.
No.
But Peter can't not stop him.
Because Peter's like, yep, gotta stop him. Which means, Peter Parker, you're a better person than I am. Shut the fuck up, Cody. I know you wanted to say something.
I plead the fifth. No, I didn't. Nothing.
And I love the part where he's going to fight the second Shocker, and he's like, what's with the crappy costume? Because he's got to use his suit from the beginning of from the bit of Civil War, which is kind of reversed because most Spider-Man movies start with the crappy suit and then he gets his normal suit. They reversed it in this.
They did.
And I'm not a big fan of that.
I mean, it's really only for the finale. So,
Yeah, I know, but I don't like that suit.
but
Yeah.
people also don't like his super high tech suit either because it feels not so Spider-Man.
Well, I mean, they had to fit him into the MCU somehow. Like, realistically, how is a kid at 15 have the budget to make the Spider-Man suit?
Yeah, pretty much in every movie, it's like, how'd you put that together?
Yeah, because like you look at the Sam Raimi one, and it's like, how did Aunt May not realize you were making that?
You know how hard it would be to make that webbing?
How do you go to the laundromat in Spider-Man 2 and nobody realizes you're Spider-Man?
Yeah.
So,
Anyways, yeah, after he chases down Vulture, which we have established that neither of us would bother doing.
Yeah. I guess I'm the asshole.
Drops a freaking roof on him. And he doesn't get smushed immediately.
Dude, he's crying at first. He is freaking out. He is out of his league.
That desperation in his voice when he's trapped still gets me.
I love how the next thing he deals with after this is fucking Thanos, but whatever.
A pretty big step up. I imagine some things happen in between.
He goes from Vulture to Thanos.
There was at least a year because this takes place over a school year, so it's by the end of it, it's 2017.
I'm just
there was at least
saying,
a
the next thing we see him deal with is Thanos.
But he had a year of Spider-Manning in between that.
Yeah, he did. But still, Vulture compared to Thanos is very bottom tier. We'll talk about that next week.
Oh my god, it's so close!
I'm very excited for that. But the whole movie, we haven't really established. Happy Hogan is like his point man. So he's like relaying everything to Happy Hogan. And they're selling Avengers Tower, and I guess Adrian Toomes is going to steal from Avengers Tower, and Peter's like...
It takes so long to find out who bought the tower.
I don't think we find out, like, what, Thunderbolts?
It's not until Thunderbolts, exactly.
But I also think it's the first Spider movie where Peter technically doesn't win at the end because he gets his ass kicked.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, because he's out of web. I'm curious if Vulture's suit was not about to explode, he would have just gotten away, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But it does.
But Spider-Man 1, he beat Green Goblin, he beat Doc Ock, he beats Venom, he beat Lizard, he beat Electro, and I don't know what happened with Green Goblin.
Actually, they have a tendency to kill themselves.
Yeah, I mean, he still usually beats them in a fight first.
Oh, yeah. But the ultimate death is they in all three they do it to themselves.
Except Venom, he directly killed Venom.
I'm talking about Eddie, not Venom.
Well, I mean, the symbiote was going to die anyway. Point is, Spider-Man at least usually beats them. Not so much here.
No, but he does save him.
Yeah, he does. And then here's the thing: he was out of web. How did he web him up after that?
Maybe he realized he still had a spare cartridge and didn't remember to put it in. Oh no, plot hole! It's the only one in this movie.
Well, that's the only one, not the 8 years later or anything.
That's what the joke was. Thank you.
Yeah, fuck you. But yeah, then he rejects Tony Stark's offer to be an Avenger because he thought it was a test, and Tony Stark was super serious. Which immediately he changed his mind when he becomes knighted in Infinity War, but that's another day.
Well, because he gets to try on that freaking Iron Spider suit finally, and he's like, oh, you know what? I like this new car smell.
Yeah, he did. I loved this movie.
It's fun. Honestly, I still have trouble. I like it, but something about it just doesn't feel Spider-Man to me.
Well, you're incorrect.
Okay.
You watched it wrong. Fuck you.
I can still enjoy a movie and be like, I'm not getting the Spider-Man vibe. It doesn't feel like a Spider-Man. It feels like a John Hughes movie, which is exactly what they were going for.
It's Spider-Man John Hughes. It's a young Spider-Man.
And Spider-Man is causing all of the destruction.
Yes, because he's bad at this. Like, and Aunt May finds out he's Spider-Man at the end because, oh my god, he is so bad at this.
Extremely.
But the post-credit scenes of this movie, as of this point, one is straight up just a joke.
Yeah.
Which Cody already established pissed him off. The other one has not gone anywhere. Which is Adrian Toomes meets Mac Gargan and is like, oh, I heard you know who Spider-Man is. Well, I guess he doesn't anymore. Because somehow he ended up in the Morbius universe.
Yeah, I don't I mean, that universe is dead. So
I feel like that's going to get retconned.
Yeah, I think they're just gonna be like, oh yeah, that never happened, or that was him from another universe jumping over to that universe.
Or they're just going to pretend it didn't happen. Probably that one.
They're probably gonna pretend it didn't happen.
Because if you go on the MCU wiki, they completely don't acknowledge that.
It's because it's not an MCU thing. It didn't happen in the MCU.
Venom's on the MCU wiki.
Well, he was in the MCU briefly, so
for a couple of hours or a few days, probably.
But the events where Toomes ends up in the wrong universe is not something that happened in the MCU.
Oh, so stupid! That doesn't even make sense.
No, it really doesn't in any way. They just wanted to get his character over there, and I don't know. Maybe there was some deal made. I have no idea. But you gotta respect Toomes for not selling Peter out at the end there.
No, he didn't, because he's still like, oh yeah, you saved my daughter's life.
And his.
And his, so.
It's a good thing he doesn't know that Peter caused that explosion at the Washington Monument.
He causes a lot of explosions.
Oh, we forgot to mention that Aaron Davis mentions his nephew.
Yeah.
I'm sure this will pay off eventually.
Yeah, in like phase 20.
Yeah, we'll see.
Oh, jeez.
I do want to ask, and I've still never figured this out. He's wearing a practical suit the entire movie.
Why is it covered in CG?
In almost every single shot, it's covered in CG. And I'm like, what? But why? I understand why they did in Civil War, because his inclusion was so rushed that they didn't even have a suit yet. So they had to. But he has a suit. He's wearing it on set. Why are they covering it with CGI?
I can understand the scenes where he's like web swinging. But
yeah, of course. That's always been like that.
But when he's just standing there,
it's still covered in CG.
He doesn't need CG.
It doesn't make sense. I don't get
it.
Let's
say maybe because of the eyes. I don't know.
No, but that's like okay. So what? Deadpool? They replace his entire body because his eyes move? No, they don't. No, but it's really cool because the Brand New Day trailer, it looks like there are a lot more shots of the actual suit.
I hope so.
Which I don't. Maybe they were just trying to make the Stark tech look more ethereal. I have no idea what they were going for with this. I don't know why they did it.
I still prefer Spider-Man 1 and Spider-Man 2 to this, but I definitely like this more than 3 and the 2 Amazing Spider-Man movies.
I honestly don't know where I would rank this, but it is a very good movie.
Next time, we got another twofer for you guys, and these probably don't make sense to put together, but where else are we going to put them?
Yeah.
So that'll be Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther, if I have my MCU timeline correct.
You do.
Excellent. So there you go. Anything else you got to say, Cody, before we wrap this up?
Nope, I think that was everything.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to Spider-Man Homecoming today. We appreciate it, and we'll see you next time for Thor Ragnarok and Black Panther. Take care.